Path of Steel again. This is Randy. This week's video is going to be a quick one. It's going to be steps number 8 and 9. Steps number 8 and 9 for the traditional 12-step program are to make a list of people that you have wronged, and number 9 is to then make amends to those people. Now, that's actually a good thing to do, I think, if you've wronged people, to go back and make amends to them, figure out what you've done wrong, and make amends for things that you've done in your past. Maybe that's not a terrible thing. It brings closure to a past, and allows you to move forward. But the problem is that it's a 12-step program that tells you to redo that over and over and over and over again. And just like doing a searching moral inventory for your own flaws, making a list of the people that you've wronged in the past, and then going back and apologizing, and then finding new wrongs to go and make amends for, you're constantly focusing on negatives from your past and negatives about yourself. So I say, do that once and then move on. Don't do it again, ever. If you do it at all. A better thing would even be just to forgive yourself and move on. Everybody makes mistakes in life. Everybody does things wrong. If you truly feel like you need to make amends for something, then go do that and then move on. Don't keep beating yourself up over your past failures. That's a waste of your time, and you're not going to move forward. You're going to be depressed. You're going to feel like shit about yourself. So instead of that, I decided that for my 12-step program, I was going to make a list of goals. And for each goal, that's step number 8. For each goal, make a list of action steps that will directly lead to that goal, starting with whatever the most simple and basic action that will lead to that goal is. And if you don't know what that would be, and your goals should be whatever your goals are. If that's to quit drinking, then that's what you should do. If it's to get a better job, or to start your own business, or to make $1 million, or to have the love of your life, then you figure out what it is that you want, and you make a list of action steps. And the way you start with those action steps is, I believe I got this from Willie Jolly. You ask yourself, if I didn't believe it was impossible, what would be the first thing that I would have to do? If I wanted to be a movie producer, what would be the first thing I would have to do? Well, you might have to learn what a movie producer actually does. And so go research that online. Well, then go do that. Well, what's the second step? Well, then maybe go talk to some people who've worked within the industry. Then go do that. You make the action steps, and whether you think it's possible or not, whether or not you feel like it's something that you can accomplish, you make those action steps, and you take those actions daily, every day. Actually, taking the steps is step number 9. You have to take those steps regardless of whether or not you feel like it's going to work. Never let your feelings dictate your actions. In life, there's going to be a lot of anxiety and fear about a lot of different things. And if you let your anxieties and fears dictate what you actually do on a day-to-day basis, you'll never actually get anything done. You're going to sit around coming up with all kinds of reasons for why it can't be done. There's always reasons for why things can't be done. And you might even be right. You could say, oh, well, it's all, the government's going to do this, or it's evil capitalists are going to keep me from being able to do what I really want to do. I can never compete with the big companies, or I can't get my book published because there's too many other people publishing those books. Well, those things might be true, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You should find some other way around it. Take a different action step. And say, well, okay, then ask yourself, okay, well, if I didn't think it was impossible, what would I do first? And then go do that, and you do it anyway. And it's the people that actually do those things. Do them anyway, regardless of whether or not they feel like it's going to happen. Those are the people that actually accomplish things in life. I have a lot of fears and insecurities about a great many things, but one of the things I've learned in life is that you do not make your actions based on your fears and insecurities. It's very hard. If you wait for your fears and insecurities about something to go away, you're never going to do it. because you're always going to have those doubts. You're always going to have those fears. So instead of doing that, I just step back, acknowledge my fear, and then I ask myself, what is the best thing to do to accomplish my goal? Not what do I feel like doing, not what, I might feel like drinking to stop feeling the anxiety. But that sure as fuck ain't going to help me at all. So what is the thing that I should do? What will get me one step closer to my goal? And if it's the thing that I want to do the least because it's the scariest thing that I think might fail, that might lead to pain, then that's the thing I do. It doesn't matter. If it's the thing that's most likely to lead me to my goal, then that's the thing I do. And it frequently does create anxiety and fear, but it doesn't always lead to the failure. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. One trick that I've learned in life, and this is a powerful one, and I'll be talking about this more in the future, is that you can actually have 100% success in your goals. Now that's not bullshit. There is a way, one little tweak, that you can actually be 100% successful in your goals. And I'll give you an example. Two different people are working at the same company, and old man Jenkins decides he's going to quit, he's going to retire, and both you and this other person working at the company want old man Jenkins' job. Now you decide to make an action-oriented goal. You decide, I'm going to go into that office, my boss's office, I'm going to look him in the eye, I'm going to confidently tell him that I want the job, that I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm going to thank him for his time, and I'm going to turn around and walk out of the office without tripping and falling on my way out. The other person working at the company, he decides his goal is going to be, I'm going to get that job. So the next day, you both go into the boss's office, you both tell the boss you want the job. You accomplish your goal. The other person, well, they go in there and ask the boss for the job, but they've just put all of their power for their success or failure in the hands of another person. Later on that week, the boss comes out and makes the grand announcement that he's giving the job to his idiot son. You have succeeded in your goal. Your coworker has failed. Success builds on success, builds on success. So if you always set up goals that are completely attainable by your actions, you can be 100% successful, and this will lead to feeling successful, which will lead to searching out more challenges and more goals to be successful at. Whereas if you keep failing because you put your power in somebody else's hands, eventually that's going to beat you down, and you're not going to feel like searching out for new successes and new challenges in your life. So with that little tiny tweak, you're not guaranteed to get anything that is outside of your control. But if you keep doing the action steps that get you towards something that are going to lead to that, and if you are successful in doing those, you will feel successful as long as you have that mindset. And then you'll keep going, and eventually you're not going to fail at all of them. You're going to get a job that's better than the one you have. You're going to get a promotion. You're going to get better things in your life because you're going to keep going for them. But if you keep letting other people have your power, eventually you're going to give up, and you'll have nothing but a lifetime of reasons to not take more chances. So list out your goals, list out the action steps, and take those action steps, and you're going to create a life that you like. You're going to create your own reality. I'll see you next week. Just as a side note, in case any of you guys came to this that had never seen any of my other Randy's Tropical Plants videos and were wondering what that is, this is a pretty rare staghorn fern from Australia called Platycerium vechi lemoynii. These guys are found in pretty arid areas out on rocks rather than on trees. Most of the species in this genus are pretty tropical. These guys come from a much drier climate, so I never have to water this plant. I haven't watered it in like 6 or 7 years. I've had this thing for 13, 14 years now. They're pretty slow growing. This variety is, this subspecies is. But if you're into rare tropical plants, or just curious to check out other rare tropical plants, check out my other channel, which is Randy's Tropical Plants. And I should probably actually advertise this channel on that channel, because I get a lot more views on that one. But anyway, right now, not too many views on Path of Steel. Hopefully that's going to change really quickly. But again, if you were wondering what that is, that's what it is.